I just came back from Vegas and spent the week with the best of the best digital marketers / online entrepreneurs. I have a lot to tell you. I actually just came back from the gyms. I had to tell you what I learned from Codie Sanchez. For those of you who don't know, I came back from Vegas and I was at the Grow with Video Live Summit. She was one of the speakers and I need to share this with you. Codie Sanchez social media strategy. Codie's content system. She talks about how she has an acronym for it. Basically, this acronym spells out Spark, and that's how she goes about creating her content. First one is S. S stands for specific persona. Sometimes when we're just like, go viral, or I need to post no matter what, you forget that you have to speak to someone specifically. She says specific persona. Sometimes you say ideal client, ICA, however you say it. What happens sometimes is we're just chasing virality. We don't even know what we're posting. We're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Who are we talking to? What type of person are we talking to? What type of content do they like? And you creating a persona around who you're talking to is just gonna be so much easier to create content. You're not trying to guess, what should I post? Because you already know who you're talking to. Number 2 is platform proficiency, and I love this. She talks about how you need to understand every single platform. What I see is that you want to go on a new platform and you kind of haven't really focused on learning the platform. For example, you create a whole reel specifically for Instagram, and Instagram is like pretty. She explained Instagram is like a mom that wears Uggs and is her pumpkin spice latte person, and then TikTok is like your crazy cousin that's like a teenager. And that makes total sense. Although your ideal client may or may not be on TikTok, for example, you still have to figure out how are you going to create content for that specific platform. So for me, what works on TikTok is talking like this, literally opening my phone and not planning what I'm talking about. Every single time that I script a video or like super detail it, it does not perform. When I just open my phone and just talk, that one pops off. For example, if you haven't started on YouTube, now is the freaking time. I'm at Grow with Video Live. It is the conference here in Vegas, and I am just overwhelmed with, number one, how I feel about my channel. I'm like literally super overwhelmed with happiness though. But number 2, with all the different things that I learned regarding YouTube, and also just like reiterating the fact that I'm on the right track when it comes to growing my channel. And you need to freaking be on YouTube. We don't know what's gonna happen with this platform, and I really truly hope that it works out here. Like, please, TikTok, help us stay here. We want to stay here. But YouTube is just a different game. It's just a different community. I was like in bed and I was talking about how you need to be on YouTube no matter what. That video is popping off right now. Whole bunch of saves, whole bunch of shares, versus the other more Instagram-y, like aesthetic videos. They don't do well for me. They don't perform well for me. And I've noticed that I just have to know what my clients want, like number 1, what my ideal audience wants, but also being proficient in that specific platform. Being proficient in that takes me to the next point, which is always show up. Parentheses, input versus output. So yes, it is a numbers game. I personally agree with her because it's not that you have to post to get seen. You have to post so you can learn. You have to post so you can understand the platform, so you can understand what works, what doesn't work. You posting once whenever you remember, how are you going to get better? How do you know what your client wants, what your potential client wants, what your followers want if you're never even posting? One thing that I like that she said was quantity is easier. If you're making reels and you don't quite know what your audience likes, if you post 2 reels a day, let's just say, relax, I'm not making you do that, just wait. If you post 2 reels a day and one is more like aesthetic, cute, vloggy, and the other one is face to camera, if you do that consistently for 2-3 weeks, now you can take a look at the data. What worked, what didn't work, which one is kind of popping off, I wonder why. Let's retest this out and continue to put this type of content out. That's why she says that it's a little bit easier. And let's be honest, you will be forgotten for the most part. You're not the only one doing what you're doing. You need to be in front of your ideal client because you're the one showing up in front of their face. Next thing in her acronym is R, which is relieve a pain point. Something that we just need to double down on when it comes to our content, no matter what. What problem are you solving? We hear that a lot. Making sure that you put that problem into your content. Now, she gave an amazing example, which was forget about the vitamins. We're in the painkiller business. So vitamins are cool. Like, everyone wants to try to be regular with them, try to be healthy. But when it comes down to it, no matter what, you're buying that painkiller. And although creating content is so competitive, it's not hard to start creating it. So like I said, you can create a piece of content that is literally like you vlogging. I can literally be doing a video and the video can be me recording this video. It doesn't have to be super over the top. You can even give tips. You can do face to camera. You don't have to be super done up, and that's the beauty of content creation nowadays. But think about that when you're creating content. There's so many different ways to do it. You can do video. Yes, duh, you know I'm gonna tell you video is the best way. But also you can do writing, threads, X, all of that. You can bring your writing into some sort of content on the video platforms. Last but definitely not least, K equals keep repackaging, meaning why would you keep reinventing the wheel if whatever it is that you're selling is what you're selling? So if you're talking about something specific, let's say you're a hairstylist, you could talk about how to wash your hair in a vlog. You could talk about how to wash your hair face to camera. You could talk about how to wash your hair written or in a carousel, or a whole bunch of text on top of the video. There's so many different ways to repackage your video. You don't have to reinvent the wheel though. She also talked about creating a personal brand versus creating a business brand. And a lot of us are like, okay, should I go faceless? Like, I don't know what I should do. But the reality is that it's way easier to create your personal brand and getting on camera and being consistent and doing it a few times a day. Now, building a business brand is still something that you should take a look at, and it may not grow as fast, but it's still nice to have a personal brand attached to a business brand. Now, I think the way that I'm gonna be doubling down on this is, you may or may not know this, but Fortuna Femenina is kind of like my business brand that I'm moving toward. There's something about that that's super powerful to me. Fortuna Femenina to me means being a powerful woman. Fortuna can mean like fortune as in money, but it can also mean luck, like you're so lucky. So I love the word Fortuna, and it aligns perfectly with what she said. And she said something in the lines of, we create our own luck, because she doesn't believe in luck. So it just like reiterated that I absolutely love my business brand that I haven't truly created a brand around, but I'm definitely going to start branding my business toward it becoming more Fortuna Femenina instead of just Xenia. Does that make sense? One thing that she was also talking about is how it doesn't really matter if you're a man or a woman, because somebody asked her a question, and it was something in the lines of, how do you deal with being in a male-dominated industry?
The part that I struggle with is being a woman in a mainly male-dominated industry. So I wanted to know your opinion on how you battle that or like address that as also a woman in a male-dominated industry.
And her answer was everything. I'm gonna put it in for you because you need to hear it, and it was the best thing ever. But I think my biggest takeaway was, it's okay to be me. And for a really long time in my content, I have been super traumatized that I cannot be me. I cannot be pink and have like a strong presence. I have to be soft and feminine and like quiet because that's what women do. And I'm like, wait, my husband married me for being loud and outspoken and having, taking up energy in the room. And I love the way that I am, and so does my husband, and it's really all that matters.
You want to know my real opinion? I think the words that you say matter. So when you say, I struggle as a woman in a male-dominated industry, what do you think the universe gives back? When you say it's awesome to be the only woman in this industry because every Tom, Dick, and Larry in a blue suit doesn't get remembered, but I do, what does the universe give you? Something a little bit different. And so I actually think we were sold so many bags of lies that because we are, think about it for a second. The melanin in our skin is the most interesting thing about us. The fact that I have a different anatomical part, I think, than you do, is the most interesting thing about us. Who I choose to have sex with is the most interesting thing about us. What a sad existence. You are a builder. I actually don't care at all what anybody's skin color is, what their ethnic background is, what their religion is. I care about, are you a builder or are you a burn it down? Maybe this thing that you think is annoying is actually the best thing that could ever happen to you. I would challenge you to do that because I spent 15 years in finance. I got my ass slapped. I got played around with the boys. I've met very few men ever that actually want to, oh, woman, nope, gatekeeping her. In actuality, we all want to help each other out. You have chromosomes that both males and females have, and so does he. And so we all have a lot more in common than we have differently. So I would say go, be you, and crush it, and never again label yourself as your sex in an industry again. You are so much more than that.
My biggest takeaway from Cody is to be you, be a strong woman, and stop playing small because of the color of your skin or the color of whatever, your orientation or gender. And I love that. Thank you, Cody. Now I love the 4 things that she closed out with, which was things that she implements into her business and her community, which is find God, go to the gym, walk outside, and raise your prices. 100% agree with this. There's no way that you can do this by yourself. Entrepreneurship, motherhood, business, and all of the things that we have as adult women. So finding God is gonna be one of the things that you need to do it. You need to have a relationship with him. Going to the gym, you need strong bodies in order to have a strong life for longevity purposes. Walking outside, raise your prices. She reiterates that for the most part, we are charging not enough. We need to raise our prices. I said the last thing, but truly, actual last thing was these 4 things are contagious. Energy, money, belief, and opportunity. And start showing up in your content with those 4. Now, in the next video, I'm gonna be telling you a little more about the rest of the speakers, including Nikki Saunders, Sean Cannell. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye. You know, honestly though, this is exactly what I needed. I needed to go on this solo trip. I had anxiety going. I was a little bit nervous. I was, trying to play small, but once I got loose and put on my pink suit, that gave me all of the belief that I needed. I'm excited for the next one.